If you want to accomplish something, I'm not just going to sit here and say, yes, you can do whatever you want. Yes, you can, but you have to also put in the work to get there, right? If you want to be a great player, if you play every single day, 2-3 hours, every single day, over the course of a year, how much better are you getting, right? So if you're obsessively training 2-3 hours every single day over a year, over 2 years, right, you make quantum leaps. Show up every single day, do the work. One of the things I would do is, while everybody would be at the cafeteria work, eating and doing all sort of stuff, I just go back to the gym. Yeah, I may be from the suburbs, but you're not going to outwork me. I think it's just figuring out ways to be better and to win the game. When you're in this culture in our society, you can do some phenomenal things individually, but they'll never reach their full potential unless you do them collectively. And you have to figure out how to do that. I have to start again at the base of a mountain and try to climb the top of this mountain. First of all, what mountain am I climbing? I don't even know, like, what the hell am I going to be doing? And it's very scary. But what if today is the day that's it? Now what do you do? So I had all this time sitting there with my Achilles injury and contemplating and thinking, and I said, I better get to work. I said, okay, stop thinking of it that way. You're thinking of it the wrong way. Why did you start playing basketball? Because I loved it. All right, what do you love to do? I think I would describe love as happiness. I think I'd describe it as a beautiful journey. It has its ups and downs, right? Whether it's in marriage, or whether it's in a career, things are never perfect. But through love, you continue to persevere. You move through, and then through that storm, beautiful sun emerges, right? And inevitably another storm comes, and guess what? You ride that one out too. So I think love is a certain determination and persistence to go through the good times and the bad times with the someone or something that you truly love. Rest at the end, not in the middle. And that's something I always live by. I'm not going to rest, I'm going to keep on pushing now. There are a lot of answers that I don't have, even questions that I don't have. But I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going, and I'll figure these things out as you go, right? And you just continue to build that way. So I try to live by that all the time. You have different ways to get better. There's certain things that you can figure out, that you can take advantage of, right? Certain weaknesses that were exposed that you need to shore up, right? So it was exciting. I mean, it sucks to lose, but at the same time, there are answers there if you just look at them. The answers are there when you win too. You just have to look at them, right? So it's a constant process. It's exciting when you win, it's exciting when you lose, because the process should be exactly the same, whether you win or you lose. As you go back and you look and you find things that you could have done better, you find things that you've done well, that worked, you figure out how did they work, why did they work, how can you make them work again? And but the hardest thing is to face that stuff. That's a really, really tough challenge, right? And you gotta deal with it, face it, learn from it. It taught me to look at detail, right? Look at things at their smallest. You gotta learn, man. What could we have done differently, right? I mean, it's an obsessiveness that comes along with it. You want things to be as perfect as they can be, understanding that nothing is ever perfect. But the challenge is trying to get them as perfect as they can be. What can you do? It's in your control. So control what you can. Don't tell me how rough the water is, just bring the boat in. It's not sit around and it's all happy-go-lucky type of thing. And process is really about the process of preparing. And then the craft is the actual performance and the tactics. But you'll see how I break things down, like how I'm looking at things to the smallest of detail. And that's the best way to understand how to have that kind of mentality, is to ask questions and then find answers. And then that leads to more questions and you find more answers. I think the definition of greatness is to inspire the people next to you. I think that's what greatness is or should be. It's not something that lives and dies with one person. It's how can you inspire a person to then in turn inspire another person, and then inspires another person. And that's how you create something that I think lasts forever. And I think that's our challenge as people, is to figure out how our story can impact others and motivate them in a way to create their own greatness.